Tonight, on an interview with an interesting person, Christian Smith Gaian, with your host Kevin Schoen and Larry the Band.
Welcome, Christian.
Thank you.
I hear that you're an interesting person.
Oh, I am an interesting person.
And I hear that you're into sustainability and things like that.
Very much so.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, my pleasure. It's my passion. And I am the lead designer of a sustainable community in development, just outside of Chelsea, Michigan.
Chelsea, Michigan, well, that's kind of near northwest of Ann Arbor then?
Directly west of Ann Arbor,
Okay.
about 20 minutes.
Yep.
And we have 22 acres there, and
Whoa.
we're going to be doing a sustainable community there.
Really?
Yep. So we'll be a homeowners association, essentially, with an off-grid. All homes will be off-grid, and they'll be naturally built.
Yep.
We'll be carbon negative, so we'll be fighting climate change. And we'll also co-own a sustainable farm together.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. And so is this kind of like a farmland area, or is it
Yep. We're in a rural area. We're just a mile outside of Chelsea, though, so we're really close to downtown. And that's part of the reason I partnered with this particular landowner, is because we're going to have higher impact being so close to a larger city like Chelsea, larger.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so in the plan that you have, how many houses do you think would be on the 22 acres, or how many residences?
We're hoping for 16. We're working with the township right now on the zoning changes we need.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you're figuring like an acre and a half, or how will a portion of it be common space, and a portion of it will be...
So we're using an open space development. I actually work with Ingham County Open Space and Farmland Preservation.
Okay.
So my day job is actually preventing development of farmland.
Right.
And my passion job is showing that we can do it in an appropriate way.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll be clustering near the road, though. So we're on prime farmland. So most of the land will be preserved in the back as a commons farm.
Okay.
And then we'll have the homes in a circle around a commons edible park area for people to walk through and picnic for our residents.
Okay. And so is the land principally all farmland right now? All about 22 acres?
Yep. Right now we've converted it to pasture. It used to be industrial agriculture, row cropping, so the soil wasn't that great. But it's been converted to pasture, and the soil's already regenerating right now. And
really?
we're doing some rotational sheep and lamb on it right now. So rotating mean we're rotating with electric fencing around the pasture.
Oh, really? Okay, got it. And so 16 houses or 16 properties with perhaps 16...
About a quarter acre
individuals.
lots around
Quarter acre
there.
lots. Okay, cool. And so tell me about the zoning you've had to go through and all that kind of stuff. How's that going?
Well, part of the reason I partnered with my business partner is he's very engaged with his community. He's actually made the last 80 consecutive township board meetings.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he's kind of like an unofficial board member in the way I think about him.
Okay.
But he's he's very well known in the township and knows a lot of the laws and the background to why they were passed and things like that. So and then my background with open space development. So we're actually using an open space development option, which allows us to cluster tighter than other types of development.
So tell me about open space development options.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
It allows us to have smaller lots that might otherwise be available in a rural area.
Okay.
Like you said, an acre or 2 acres. Actually, 2 acres would be a minimum normally.
Okay.
But we're going to get down to quarter acres with this. And that allows us to have lower impact on the land.
Oh, I see. So essentially, even though it's a highly rural area, you're going to be able to have much smaller lots.
Yeah.
And you can. Are you going to be required to dedicate a certain portion of the property as common?
Well, yeah.
In order to obtain the open space development.
Yeah.
In Chelsea. Okay.
Yeah. So actually, it's required as part of that development option to have a 50% of the land permanently preserved.
Oh,
so
really? Okay.
we'll have a permanent conservation easement, which is what I do in Ingham County. We place permanent conservation easements.
Okay. So tell me what you do in Ingham County.
We're very excited because we just got renewed. Our millage just got renewed with 73% support.
Okay.
So we were actually the most popular millage in Ingham County.
Yep.
This last renewal in 2018 here.
And what did the millage do? What was that for?
It's for basically we buy development rights from landowners.
Okay, got it.
So we permanently preserve farmland and natural land along rivers and important like marshes and things like that.
Oh, I see. So you go to what you do is tell me if this is correct. You go to a farmer and you say to him, "Hey, if you agree to never develop this beyond farmland, we'll pay you X."
Yeah, essentially we do an appraisal and then we buy the development rights from the landowner.
Okay.
It's an application process and then we rank them based on.
But they get to keep the property for as long as they want. They can sell it over and over.
Yep.
But the key is you own. you own the ability to develop the property.
Well, the county the county holds a conservation easement that prevents the development.
I see. Okay, interesting. And so financially, how much does that cost? Like, let's say an acre of farmland is going for, I don't know what's going for now, $5,000, $7,000, something like that.
Well, the appraisal we anywhere from $300 an acre to $2,500 an acre. It really depends on a lot of development value, proximity to
existing developments and those types of things.
Right.
Okay, interesting. And so, of that 73% that voted for that millage, how much money is raised, and how many acreage do you think you can get to preservation?
Well, we get about $1 million a year.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, and I think we've got about 6,000 acres preserved right now, and our goal is 10,000 or more. So we'll actually probably get to that within the next 10 years, but we'll reevaluate.
So what happens then is the city core is expected to go vertical more or higher density housing, right?
So this is interesting because what you're talking about is like new urbanism, and like a lot of green-minded people support this. But with my community, we're actually showing that resettling rural areas, I think, is actually the most sustainable option. People supporting agriculture right where they live, I think, is actually much more sustainable density of about one family per 1 acre. I think is approximately the most sustainable density. So I'd rather see people moving into rural areas and moving onto farmland if they're going to be treating it appropriately.
Right. Okay. And by treating it appropriately, would potentially be by dedicating a proportion of the farmland, the land that they're on, to farming.
Yeah,
But if you have like a 1 acre lot and you just mow it all, right. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Is that our 1 minute?
Well, in a minute. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
But it's not, and I also am very into sustainable agriculture. So it's not just any type of agriculture that I think is the most beneficial. We're doing an orchard with a silvopasture, so we actually have pasture combined with trees, and this actually shows to sequester more carbon than any other type of agriculture.
I see. Okay, yeah, I want to get into this a little more, and perhaps we'll do that on our second segment.
Yeah, no worries.
Well, hey, this is I'm Kevin. This is Christian Smith on sustainability, and this is Interview with an Interesting Person. Until the next one.